Pokemon cards, and so do you. We're ripping these packs till I pull a few. Charizard dreams in a neon hue. One more rip, yeah, we're breaking through. I need PokemonCards.com, where the hits run wild and the packs stay strong. Flashing lights, evolutions too. I need Pokemon cards, and so do you. To the hunt. Welcome.
Hey everybody, today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to kind of show off this map I've been making of Pokemon Gold and Silver, and I guess technically Crystal too. I'm attempting to kind of merge my knowledge of maps and globes so that I can make effectively an actual globe of the Poke-Earth. Now it's a work in progress, but at the end of this, what I hope to have is basically the Kanto and Johto regions completely mapped out, converted into images that I can then tile server into a actual like Cesium JS map. I don't actually see chat window if I have one. Where is that at? I guess I can just go watch my own live. Yeah, that gives me the chat room. I'll just pop this bad boy out, I guess. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. Okay, so right now I'm effectively transposing an existing map into my own map version here. Let's show you what that looks like. So you can see that this guy already has a map that he's created. It's basically just a giant image. And I'm gonna put this onto an actual Cesium globe. So I'm effectively transcribing that to this. This program is called Tiled. I have created a number of tile sets that are 32 pixels. So like you can get really close detail to zoom in. And yeah, I guess the plan is to try to connect. Like, this isn't technically connected. There's no. So I'm imagining this. I'm making this process up. And you might be wondering, why is it grayscale? An excellent question. Whoever didn't ask that. And it's grayscale because I don't really have a great reason. I could, at least not for this particular usage case, and it won't be grayscale when it's shown on the map that I'm generating. The reason for it being grayscale is that the tile itself actually has a palette color associated to it, and it why it kind of matters. So I could create multiple. These are roofs. I could create multiple roof types with different colors on them. Because like if we go back to the website, you can see that there's like a blue roof, and actually I need to update my roof to match the blue roof. And then there's, this brown roof or this orange roof, and it's actually really obvious in like Cherry Grove. There's a pink one here, and then there's a green one here in New Barktown, and these are the same roofs. And so by making it grayscale, I can just set zoned areas through interactions for where we're at, and set colors for roofs. And then when I have like a separate tile server that is taking the roof portion. Well, it's actually it's doing a lot. It's taking the tile location and the tile type name. So in this case, it might be roof. Finding out what palette color it should be, and then it's doing a subset set of steps that's saying, okay, I'm a roof. Because I'm a roof, what color should I be? Do I have a color set? If I do, use that color, otherwise default, which will then generate the green color that we see here in this area. It'll generate that color for the roof by default. And I hesitant to show it, but here it's a little broken. You can see, yeah, it's super broken. I'm still working on the tile server, so we'll come back to that. But yeah, so I've got the map. I've got roof zones where I can, and I also have a bunch of NPCs. I'm still working on a lot of these interactions, but I've got roof zones, and those roof zones have the color that should be associated with that roof. And so like here we say, hey, I'm a roof zone, and then that roof zone has a roof color as the interaction layer of different types. I need to add orange here as well. But yeah, you got there's just a lot to this. And so I've got the grayscaled map. I have the height, the tile color types, and all of that is being condensed down to create one image, one very large image that I then process on to turn into individual tiles that represent a tiled server that I'm outputting to the user in the form of my website, in the form of access to the actual globe. And I'm sure that's still probably confusing, but the output is a file that kind of looks like this. I don't really know how to share this very well. I actually won't be able to share this very well. Ooh, wait, no. No, I won't be able to. Anyway, the output is is a literal photo. And that photo, I mean, this photo is 8 megabytes, which might not seem like that much. Its full size is 28,000 by 19,000 for the map currently. And I mean, it's still going on it. And I've actually just realized my segmentation files, I think I'm reversing the creation of those on the Y. No, I'm not. It's the right tile. Like if I wait, inspect element here. Reload. Clear out. Zoom in. I guess you guys can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, see, it's the right tile size. It's the right location. It's just for whatever reason the whole map is flipped. I don't know. I need to go triage that some more. Anyway, figure for a little bit. I'm going to just work on this project a bit more, finish out the grayscale of the map and matching that to this UI, which you can't even see. I'm actually going to try to add source, new browser. Actually, can I just, that's my face. Let me steal this browser, put it in here, shrink this down, put it like over here, bring it up a little bit, and then do something like this. That way you can see, and I'm gonna try to be centered here. Here, let's do this. Filters, not filters, effects. Transform, edit transformation. I'm going to crop left, probably by 500 pixels, yeah. And then right, probably by 400 pixels. Make it 5. There we go. So now we're basically center. And I'll just try to keep the actions that I'm... You know what, let me also... Transform, edit, transformation. This isn't going to mess up this view. No, it won't. Okay, cool. Top, let's take off 600 pixels. I can't type in this. Okay, 600 was too many. Let's make it 500. Let's make the bottom then. That's probably D1, 2, 3. Good enough. Cool. Alright, and so if I move this to here, nope, not there, to here, it's in kind of the center of the screen, you can see what I'm working on, what I'm working with. Yeah, I think that's fine. Move this over here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that adequately shows what I'm doing, what I'm working on. Okay. And so I went and made kind of they're called stamps and tiled, but I made a bunch of stamps that look like, or that are tiles, specific tile sets of things. so that I can quickly paint things onto the app. So let me go to the floor level, click the stamp, and now I can just like click it. So I'm not wasting time grabbing individual, yeah, okay, actually. In Tiled, the way that it works is that you literally have to stamp each tile, right? So you say, okay, here's the top of the tree, here's the right side of the tree, so on and so forth. And there you go, you got a tree. So the stamps make that a lot easier. It will just pre-select the tile set that you have, and then that way when you go to stamp it, boom, stamped. Okay, so we are matching the output of this, and so we've got two. Got, um, you actually can't see what I'm seeing. I'm gonna edit this transform a little bit. There we go. Now you can really see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna edit this transform just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. And top actually needs to go up a little bit. Good enough. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So again, this is the map that I'm kind of trying to make. Actually, I think I kind of like it better over here. And then I'll bring it down a little bit. Yeah, because I think that makes more sense. That way you can actually see what if I'm clicking something here. Because I mean, really, do you guys care about tile stamps? You guys don't even exist. I'm talking to myself. This is all just an figment of my imagination. So I'm gonna just continue down this path, and you will accept it because that's where we're at in life. Okay. So what we end up having now is from basically here, the start of this path, and then we go to trees. It's 1, 2, 3, and I like to think of these as groups of trees. So there's like 2 trees, 2 trees, 2 trees. So there's 3 groups of 2 trees, which is, you know, kind of how it plays out here too. Okay, so now we have a tree there, and then we have a fence line. So that's 1, 2 basically tree lines of fence, and then a turning fence. This is going to go down 1, 2, and then there's a grass field, ending. So it's going to go tree, tree, grass, grass, and fence. And it's fence, fence, and then we start in on the gym buildings. That's that side, okay. And then this is all tree. And it's tree for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we will grab this paint tool. Paint. Paint. There we go. Then we're gonna have a building here. This building is a roof section that I don't... That roof section go? Don't have it. I must not have made a tile set for that roof. Or that roof is not actually correct and it's not really that blue. But I do feel like it is that blue. Okay. Anyway. That's really disappointing to me. It's leaving me feeling sad. Alright, we have stamps for buildings too. I'm just going to... I actually don't think I made a gym building. Yeah, I never made it. Oh, no, I did. Yeah, here we go. So then it's a gym. And then it's another fence line. And then this is actually really interesting because this has it. Like, I don't know if you can see. If I can even see my cursor. But there's like an area. I wish there was a way that I could see where I'm circling in that fence line where it like doesn't touch, but I feel like in the game it does. So I think this is just a poor picture of it. But I'm going to honor that. And just do it. I don't know. It feels bad, but I'm just going to do it. Okay, and then we have signs. And so in this case, we have this sign right there. And then we have another patch of grass. Boom. And this patch of grass butts up to, again, a fence line. And then there's an empty area where you can walk, and then a fence line. And so now we need to fill this out. Wrong floor. No, that's the right floor. So now we need to fill this out. Boom. Boom. This is going to go all the way over. And now I need to go create this side. And so off of this, we have fence. And that fence goes down till it meets here. Oh no. So we have a fence that meets there. And now I know that that then turns into these. Specifically one of those, which also turns into this. And twice. And then we have a Pokemart. Here. No, see, that's wrong. Is it wrong though? Because yeah, it is. This needs to come to here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is wrong right here. So we will select all of this up to here. Boom. There we go. Alright, now we have these and this. What are those? Okay. Cool. And then we have a mart. And the mart butts up. Then we have a fence. And then a little cute little building here. And now I need to fill this area in. There's that. Cool. Okay, this area here, we need trees. We need 3 tree rows. And then 2 tree rows. Cool. And this is a grass. Boom, boom. And then we're back to fences. Fence, fence. We have 1, 2, this is kind of a difficult, goes to 1, 2, 3, so I need to go here. That's the end of the fence line. And then we have buildings, again, 2 buildings that you can enter. So it's building, building. And so all of this is actually interactable. So the original implementation of this map and the use of this map was actually a creation of Pokemon Gold in the browser, but around the time I was going to start the kind of devlog on this, I ended up getting hit with a stop doing what you're doing letter from a certain company. So I decided not to start that devlog journey. But after consulting with some people, they effectively said, like, you made the resources. You're going to make the engine that provides access to the resource. As long as you haven't actually reused any of their resources and you're not implementing their actual code, because I mean you can't. You're doing it in a whole new. I'm doing it in a whole new mechanism in a browser that's not connecting to the previous code. They said that there's very little room for them to do anything because at that point, it's kind of this oh, what was the term they used? Not Creative Commons. Anyway, they effectively said like you're not doing anything against any sort of copyright rule because you're making your own thing. So I'm taking that to the bank. You know. Okay. So let's continue on with our fence. 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 Fence house. Fence. Fence. House? I think it's going to be house. And then I think it's going to be fence. It should be... Actually, even that's too big. Or, well, too much space. Because it should just be this. Where's my floor? It should just be... I'm getting a call. Alright guys, I'll be back.